Hello Internet, and today's video is going to be another question and queries where I bring up something random that I would like you to share your opinion on. So today's topic is going to be dreams and how books relate to dreams. So it sounds a little weird, but I'm sure we've all experienced those point in times where something we've read or consumed, some sort of entertainment, infiltrates our dreams and it just gives us something weird. Like the weirdest books, not like the books themselves are weird, but like a book you wouldn't expect to influence you and how you're perceiving things while asleep, has somehow wormed its way into your mind and your subconscious has latched onto one specific thing and you end up dreaming about it. So I've had a lot of weird dreams because of the books that I've read, and it's not like I read scary horror books. I have read horror books before. They're just not something I'm into. Not so much because I'm a baby and I get really scared easily, more because I don't have patience for people who get themselves into situations that are clearly get the fuck out of here situations. Like, I just end up getting angry, which I don't think is the proper response when it comes to these sort of things. So it's not something that I get much enjoyment out of, so I usually tend not to read horror-y stuff if that is the main point of the book. I've read plenty of things where gruesome and gory stuff happens, so that's probably something. But besides the point, what I'm talking about isn't necessarily books that get your adrenaline really hyped, books that like somehow really like make you think. I'm talking about like how your brain latches on to weird things and your subconscious just pulls weird things out of books, and that ends up affecting how you dream. Like, I have books where I would never imagine me having any sort of feeling, especially enough that I would dream about them. But apparently I do because I did. So I read Coraline by Neil Gaiman, right? And this is a book about a young girl whose parents ends up being stolen by this woman who lives in a little portal dimension that is connected to her new house. And she ends up having to go fight the woman and figure out a bunch of puzzles so that she can hopefully save her parents and some other people who are trapped in this other world. Now, this woman is referred to as either the Beldam or the Other Mother. And she's like this creepy, maybe used to be human, but is now living in this other dimension, and she wants your eyeballs because I think she needs souls of children to say young and immortal. I don't know. It's not really explained. Point is, she's creepy. She wants Coraline's eyes, and Coraline has to figure out a way to get free of her and get her parents back. I read this book at the age of 19, and for some reason, it made me have a terrifying dream. So I have this thing about hands. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. I just find hands creepy. Specifically hands that are like long and spindly and like hag hands, which is what is depicted with the Other Mother in Coraline. And Chris Rendell's artistry is really good, so there were a lot of pictures of creepy hands, and I was not a fan. Like, I've always had this thing about hands. I could probably write a whole dissertation about what's the perfect type of hand and what hands aren't worthy. I don't know. It's a thing that I don't even understand myself. Point is that at the age of 19, I still had this fear of hands. I had not realized it. I thought that was a childhood thing because I watched a little too much Addams Family and I didn't like that one autonomous hand, but whatever. So I have this dream that I am laying on my bed and the Other Mother is under my bed, but not under my bed, and like her hands are like trying to crawl up my bed because they were creepy, and I was just cowering in the corner in the fetal position because I really just don't like creepy hands. Now explain to me why at the age of 19, a book that's probably not even scary to 7-year-olds wound up giving me a nightmare about creepy hands because for some reason I have this internal fear of creepy hands that I myself can't even explain. They just really weird me out. And like, that's what I mean. Like, sometimes books we'll make weird connections that we don't even know we have, and we'll end up having dreams about them. And I don't know what this says about me and like my fear of hands or my distaste for certain hands, but it obviously says something, because the moment I read a book which had creepy hands in it, my brain latched onto it and decided to give me this really weird dream about creepy hands trying to come and attack me. So like, apparently that's a thing. I mean, I had one dream where after I read Ready Player One, I was being attacked and chased down by evil corporations, which really, that could be real life, but like, I don't know why that was the particular thing that stuck with me, and that is what I dreamed about, like that someone was chasing me and I was going to die. Like, I don't understand how these things affect us, and I think it's really funny to think about like the different books that I read and which ones make an appearance in my dream, because as you've probably been able to tell, I read a lot, and I read in various things, right? I don't just stick to one specific type of story. I like to branch out a little bit and read various stuff. There are certain genres that I haven't got a hang of, and you don't see a lot on my channel, but that doesn't mean that I don't read a variety of different things. Therefore, I'm always curious about which books stick with me in the weirdest ways, because they tend not to be like my favorite books. I don't have dreams about like my favorite books, the books that I count as 5 stars. But like this random book that I read, oh yeah, I'll have like a nightmare about that for some reason, which doesn't make any sense. So if you're willing to share down below what is the weirdest dream you've had that has something to do with a book, then share with me. Because like one time as a child, I had this dream where I was playing Quidditch with an orange orangutan. I assume that that's because I have a love for Harry Potter, and I happen to also own a giant orange orangutan stuffed animal. But like, why was that something that I dreamed? Like, apparently it was so weird that I remember it to this day. But like, that's the point. Like, what is the weirdest dream you've had that has some sort of connection to books and you're just really confused by? Like, you're like, what is my brain doing? Because I have those moments. And I just kind of just wanted to talk about my dreams because they're weird and I like talking about them, but dreams are boring to talk about. So I'm going to inflict this on all of you, and then you can tell me yours because I'm very, very curious. And if anyone wants to bother psychoanalyzing why I have some sort of fear of creepy hands, that would be much appreciated, because I have no idea where this is coming from, but just one day I decided hands were creepy and I didn't like them. So that's the thing. If you like what you're seeing here and you want to continue to see more, click all those bunnies down below, and goodbye, internet.